Okay, well, welcome back. This is Xplane12 take 2. We did one before, with a slight difference in that I've looking to showcase this plane, because this plane obviously looks the same as the last plane I flew, which was the Boeing 737-800. This one is the Boeing 737 BBJ, which is a Zibo mod, and this has a few extras in it that the laminar version doesn't. This is a modded plane. I've got it on pause at the moment because of the air traffic going off. It's a little bit more immersive, more of a challenge plane really. It took me a while to figure out how to get all the steering sorted out and everything else, and the landing and everything. So the landings are still poor, but getting there. And I'm going to do a different kind of flight today. I'm actually going to rely on ATC to get me back to London. So if you watched the last video, we landed in Paris, Orly Airport. So we're going to start from Orly and we're going to head back to Heathrow, purely because it's not such a long flight, but it's enough that you can showcase the plane. There's a lot more differences to it. It gives it a little bit more immersion, I do believe. Anyway, I prefer this plane. I don't tend to use the laminar one anymore. I tend to use this all the time. I've just actually updated this to version 3.3 because I'd fallen behind on some of the updates and then thought, right, I'll get this done. I've been playing with it for a little while now. Obviously been doing a bit of the trains, a bit of the ETS, and a good portion of the plane now, the Xplane. It's had its issues. It's got a few issues at the moment, a few bugs going on with it. It does tend to crash quite a bit, so I'm fingers crossed this doesn't crash tonight, and I can get this video done. I mean, this is probably my third, fourth attempt at getting one done. First one, I think, for some reason there was a massive bug in there and I couldn't land at Heathrow. I had to fly somewhere else, but I didn't decide to put that one out. I thought, no, it's not great, so I didn't do it. Apologies if my mic is either too loud or not loud enough, because I haven't had chance, because my recording is behind one of the maps, so I can't actually see what the recording levels are, so I'm hoping it's good. This plane's slightly less noisy than the laminar version. It's a little bit more insulated. I'm just trying to get myself comfy. What else is that? The FMC on this one is different. I will set up the FMC. Don't really need it on this journey, but I'm going to set it up anyway because I want to go through bits and bobs on that as well. So I better start my clock running. I think last time I used most of ATC, and I think we obviously showed you what was going on outside. I think we had a jetways, but unfortunately we don't have a jetway on this one. We're just one off of the jetway, I think, but I won't know until I apply ground level. Yeah, I haven't got ground. I haven't got the jetway, so it's the old standard. So we're going to get started. We'll start getting the plane ready and waiting, and we'll go through and we'll set the flight plan up ready to go, and we'll go from there. Then I'll show you bits and bobs. I haven't done one thing, but I'll do that again in a minute anyway. So yeah, I'll show you the bits and bobs and the nice bits, and the one thing I will say when I start, you're going to hear a lot more voices, because we do have, in the Zibo mod, you have an actual attendance crew. So you have flight attendants, you have co-pilot talking. There's a lot more going on. This is where it becomes more immersive. Obviously, there is no co-pilot sitting there. I can make one. I did find a button to do it, but that's one of those things where you hit something and you don't see it again. So I'm gonna start this and we'll get it going, and then we can talk while I'm doing it. It's going to be a bit noisy-ish, but we'll see how we get on. So if that'll ever come off pause.
Runway 07, taxi climb Lima, November, Whiskey 1 and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07, Niner, Quebec, Mike.
So we'll get this all sorted out first. You may hear ground crew. There you go. As soon as you start operating everything in there, she'll start off, and then we'll be having the cabin locked behind us in a minute, I'm sure. Up here. So it looks very much similar to the Laminar version. It's just got quite a few bits, whereas this was inoperative on the Laminar version. It's actually active on this one, so no smoking sign, seat belts. I think there's a lavatory one here somewhere as well. Just check they're all set here. We're going to do about 18,000 here. Oh no, went to pull away and ended up doing that. Right, as you can see over here, this is now Avitab. So Avitab is now fixed. So you've got it down here. There's a lot more you can do in Avitab. I'll need a payload to start with. What fuel have we got? Yeah, we've got plenty of fuel. So Avitab will become really important in a few minutes. What I do like to do, I do like to get all this stuff set up first, so I'm at altitude. And with this one, there's no restriction on altitude because your ATC is actually instructing you. So, and they'll send us straight to 18,000. So, we'll probably get told off again because I do tend to talk over them.
November 696, November Foxtrot, request taxi for departure.
So we get all this.
November Foxtrot, runway 07, taxi via Whiskey 1, Lima Juliet November, Whiskey 2, Lima Foxtrot, Whiskey 1, and Whiskey 37, hold short of runway 07. Runway 07, taxi via Whiskey 1, Lima Juliet November, Whiskey 2, Lima
also
Foxtrot, Whiskey 1, and Whiskey 37, hold short of runway 076, November Foxtrot.
Blah 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 blah. Right, okay, also in here what you can do, you can go through preliminary checks, pre-flight. You can do all this if you want to go through it. It even gives you arrows to show you what you're supposed to be doing, which is really good. I don't tend to use it, just for quickness for this flight I won't use it. The map is still here, so that's still on there. Really important is this part here, because this is basically your announcement, so you'll be making these to your passengers. So Avitab will always be on there, you don't have to hold it off anywhere else, and it's really really good it's there. That's one good reason for it. Now going down to the FMC, as you can see it's completely different to what we had before. These don't pop out, these are actually as they are, so it's, the whole thing's slightly different. So what you do, you go to FMC, initialise your position, so I know we're at where we are, so we'll type in the ARAC for the reference. Gate number, do we have a gate number? AO3, good question. I can't remember what our gate was, so I won't worry about it, you don't have to put it in. Anything with a dash you don't have to worry about, it's optional, you'll fill bits in as you want. Anything with blocks has to be filled in. So we're going to set the route. Where normally you click company route, it would give you a list. It doesn't here, you actually have to type in the route you want. So you've got to have either a good memory or basically look at your list before you do it, or write it down. So we know we're going back to Heathrow. Now they brought out a lovely scenery mod for Heathrow where it looks like the actual real thing. It's 25 quid I think it is. I've toyed with the idea, still toying with the idea, but I'm not really sure, so there's other things I could be getting. So right, okay, anyway, so once you've got this, then go to company route and then it will say activate. So before I activate, flight number. Okay, I think we're Ryanair 700.
Contact Port Tower 118.700.
Contact Port Tower 118.700.
So in here we can type in Ryanair 700. You can actually do this in what they call live traffic, which is like a fat sim where you can actually do this live and talk to people that are playing as ATCs. I haven't sort of got that courage yet. We can get rid of that for a minute. So if I'm going to drag that off screen, we can deal with this. We'll get the FMC set up correctly. So basically what you can do, you can follow these through. So
Ryanair X-Ray Whiskey 2997. Request taxi for departure.
Ryanair X-Ray Whiskey 2997. Runway 07, taxi via Whiskey Quebec, Whiskey 47, and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07.
It's quite busy
Runway
here.
07, taxi climb, Whiskey, Quebec, Whiskey 47, and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07, right at X-ray, Whiskey 2997.
Okay, yeah, so we're going to set this up so you can get the payloads. You can look at things like your ground weight and everything else.
November 929 Golf Whiskey. Runway vacated. 9 Golf Whiskey. November 6-1 via Whiskey 4-4. Whiskey 1 and Lima November. Taxi to November 6-1 via Whiskey 4-4. Whiskey 1 and Lima November. 9 Golf Whiskey.
I tend to find it harder to talk over the top. So all these squares will have to be filled in. So ground weight you can just put in there anyway. Reserves 5. And cost index 10. I tend to do that standard anyway. Cruise altitude we're gonna fly at 18,000. And now we can activate that, so that's now started in here. So then you go to your M1 limit, this is basically climbing it. Now I tend to have this one selected, so we know it's fine, and we can go to takeoff. Flaps 5, so we know we've got to fill that in. This is where the payload comes in, so the CG is 17.2. This helps with the trims, this sets your trim up. So and then you can see trims at 575. I'm at 5, so we'll take it to close to 6, or yeah, that'll do. We'll put it on 6. So it's as good as, it's 5 3/4 if you like. And then what it does, it gives you your VR speed. So as you can see, this is what they're on RH are saying. So we're going to go in there. So it's going to basically copy those. So now that is going to be our takeoff speed. So my lovely co-pilot over here that you don't see is going to let me know when I'm at 80 knots and should know me. He has been letting me know when to V1, but sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes he's a lazy bugger. Okay, once you're happy with that, you can basically go through here and check everything. I'm not really going to be using this today, so I've only just put it in there just to get my trim and fuel put in. So this I won't bother with anything else, because what we're going to use ATC, and that comes in the flight plan. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to London Heathrow. We're going to set out. I'll tell you what I haven't done. I haven't requested ground services, so we'll request those. So they should start soon. Okay, so we're going to set this to 18,000, I think. So I've got 5 in there. I don't want a 5 in there. Purely because the last time I did this, I got caught out. Normally you fly past the airport and then they get you to loop back and land. Last time I went directly in and I was way too high, and it was a mash-up. So I'm going to do by nav fix rather than airways, purely because there's fewer of them, so you're flying basically a straight line. You'll see this purple line is where you set the route up here. We will take a different route.
2997. Contact lead tower 118.700.
So we've got all this in. That's your file plan.
Tower 118.700. Right
So
at X-ray Whiskey 29.
we'll file that in there. I can actually, what you can do, you can turn off that so you only see your things if you want, or if you want to listen to and see what's happening here, you can. So we just want to go
Delivery. Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700. Request IFR clearance to London Heathrow.
Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700. Cleared to London Heathrow. Routing as filed. Maintain flight level 180. Squawk 4213.
Cleared IFR to London Heathrow route as filed. Maintain flight level 180. Squawk 4213. Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700.
I have to make sure I get these around the right way. It's 4, 2, 1, 3. And that will now stay squawked on that. What we can do, get the co-pilot, and we can brighten that up a bit. we go. I do keep forgetting to do that. Just makes it easier when you look down here and you want to see ILS readings and everything else. It's all down here. So now that's the squawk done. What we can also do is, while we're waiting, we'll set that to flaps 5 and get caught out. This is basically now FMC on this flight is going to come irrelevant. ILS will be irrelevant. This will be basically a visual landing where I'll let autopilot take it up until we get the airport in sight, and then I'll do the landing myself. Great fun. We can actually set that on if that comes on. Yeah. So that now sets us at 228. So that's the speed it's going to. If you get that, don't set that, then that's going to be, you're going to be struggling to get off the ground. So that's all set. That's set. Is that right? Yeah, that looks right. That's all set. That's all we basically do. Check. Right. Once I start tapping these over, our ground crew are going to get a little bit more active. Did I set those on? Yeah.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Okay, so just secured our cabin. So now this can disappear for a minute. What we're going to use is I need to go into passenger view. Oh, you can hear people. Passenger aisle. As you can see, on this flight we actually have people, and you have noise. We'll get this all the way through. What else have we got going on? Now what I want to do is make an announcement. So go back to pilot view, go back down to here, and what we can do, go into the PA system and we can welcome them aboard.
Ladies and gentlemen from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. On behalf of all the crew, welcome aboard this flight. We expect to be departing on schedule today, and weather en route is looking pretty smooth. Shortly the cabin crew will be showing you a safety demonstration. This is for your safety and for those around you, so please give them your full attention. Once again, you're all very welcome on board.
Okay, we can nip back quickly to cockpit because that will be it for now. Until we level off, we can then go Abby tab and go deep in. As you can see, we're sitting there, and then we'll be asking for a runway very shortly. The other thing I was going to do was go outside so we can get a good look at this plane. Okay, as you can see, we're being fueled at the moment, and then bags will be coming on. So as you can see, on the laminar, these wings are white. On the Zibo mod, they are silver. I've set up different angles for this as well, which is good. So I've got a few angles, which come into their own as and when you see. So you've got a lot of issues going around. So
6 November Foxtrot, contact Elite Tower 118.700.
there'll be planes moving around and everything.
Contact Elite Tower 118.700. 6 November Foxtrot.
Okay, we can request taxi.
Ride at Romeo Yankee, November 700. Request taxi for departure.
Run at Romeo Yankee, November 700. Runway 07, taxi via Whiskey 2, Lima 2, Whiskey 1, and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07.
Runway 07, taxi via Whiskey 2, Lima 2, Whiskey 1, and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07. Ride at Romeo Yankee, November 700.
Okay, so what's the time of day? The time of day is 10 to 3.
7 Juliet Hotel, runway vacated. 7 Juliet Hotel, Kilo 43 via Whiskey 44.
So we're just waiting for one more vehicle, and we've got the food coming along.
Juliet November, and Whiskey 1.
We'll go back to the right of the film. We can watch all this going on.
Whiskey 1, lead 9, Whiskey 2, lead Juliet November, and Whiskey 1, 7 Juliet Hotel.
Last thing we need is our passengers going hungry, so it's all vegan food by the looks of it. interesting to see what he was doing, to be honest. It's coming around the back there. It's quite a lovely airport, this one, to be quite honest. I quite like it. Clouds are looking a bit iffy, but we'll see what kind of conditions we get. I'm just doing that what I can do. There are other things I can do on here. I want to set up my waves when we go across the water, so it gets a nice rip of the waves. So we've got feed going on board. It's a shame the doors don't open us. It would have been nice, a nice touch. So, as you know, you're treating this as though it's a real airport, you're doing the real job, so it does take a while. It's been a while since we've started this now, so let's just wait and see what happens. There's less preparation because we're going in on a IFR, so because we're doing that, we haven't got to sit there and worry too much about the satellite. I do have it there as a backup in case things go possibly. I guess there are a few bugs in this, and ATC's up going around in circles. So that was quite fun. I used to fly about 10 miles and they would make me circle, then fly another 10 miles and make circle. Then they sent me back to one place to do another circle. It's like, what the hell? But it was purely an issue. Sometimes you get little bugs. I'm just over that crash. And it's doing rather well for frame rates as well. I'm at 52 frame rates, and it'll die down as we move on. You do have to steer for the truck though. For some reason it doesn't push you back properly. So it's still yet to work out whether there's a mod that is Zibo. Looks like the truck's done. They're moving in to put the baggage on. Nothing worse than travelling and you've got no baggage. So, looks like the baggage. Yep. Oh, shifting. So he's got normal speed they tend to go at. Once the baggage is done, and then we're basically done with the ground. And then we can ask for pushback and then wait 2 years for them to turn up. There's normally one pretty close by and then he goes past. I've had that before, but oh, there's 3 of them actually went past. I thought, well, surely one of them. I have sat on the ramp waiting to take off a good 10 minutes on a couple of occasions, so it's a bit hit and miss. Sometimes it's nearly straight away. It looks like it's raining as well. Interesting. So it's a bit noisy, but we'll let them carry on doing their thing. We'll just pop back inside for a moment. Once we've taken off, we're going to set the auto brake up and then we'll knock these brakes on. I was landing and wondering why I weren't braking hard enough, and then I realised why, because I hadn't got the brakes on. So it helps to have brakes on. Still haven't quite worked that out totally yet because of when we come to a screeching halt, we do stop on the runway where most people don't. Right, okay. So, and the intermittent wipers do work on this version where it doesn't work on the other one. And also you've noticed in here on Zibo mod, you've only got 2 of these instead of 4. There's going to be 4 on them. So that makes life a bit easier as well. 10 button works, but you'll ask, service. So it's silly like that sometimes. They do throw out the odd random request over the tannoy, but very far and few between. This is handy for when you're moving away. You can just look at whatever you want on here. You can see there's lots of different things you can do on this. On the Avi tab. This Avi tab is actually better than the tab you'd use on a Laminar. There's more functions to it. As I'll show as we go through. If you go into ground services, no, you can't go to ground services. That's what you're doing already. What about no, not that one, not that one. Of course, you can scoot along. There's different things you can do, customise it. Ground, that's the ground. You can see we've got all the ground bits. GP reconnect, that does work. Some of these don't. Better pushback doesn't work on here because better pushback was what I had in XP11 because they didn't have pushbacks in the game. So we've got air stairs extend, doors, cabin lighting. You can go in there. You can set your passenger entry area. So I've got more part. Takeoff and landing. So you can change all this if you want. You've got cruise. I don't know quite what that does. Let's have a look. See no difference really, but obviously does something. Okay, they seem to have stopped, so we'll stop the ground services.
November 902 Golf Whiskey. Request taxi for departure.
Having turn.
9 Golf Whiskey. Runway 07 taxi via Lima November. Whiskey 1 and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07. Runway 07 taxi via Lima November. Whiskey 1 and Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07. 9 Golf Whiskey.
Right, we won't interrupt them, we'll try and ask one now. Oh. Just as I do this,
Ryanair Romeo Yankee, November 700.
I'll get told off because someone else has
Push
tried.
back to the left.
Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700. Stand by. Pushback tractor is on the way.
So we're doing an IFR, so that's going to give us a heading when we go out. Let's get that one on as well. Oh no, the wrong one. Do it there. Pushing the wrong buttons. They do work independent of each other as well. I think I've got the right ones on. And I think it's just turned up. Nope, yep, yes, right. What it's best to do for this, because you've got to drive out, is just basically go back into this mode. Go to external, go to circle. Okay, that's fine. I've forgotten for that. So basically, we're going to be pushing back left. Ooh, got to get that wheel down. Actually, doing that. Maybe I have to steer for him. It's a plug-in having the Zibo mod. In the Laminar version, here you get the turn for it. This bit always takes a while anyway, so Once we get up the air, it's about an hour and a half, isn't it? And that's, I think I said in the last video, you fly the real fly, you fly the distance. Which is really nice. And that still happens no matter what. I don't know how it's shifting now. But nice picture. And we can stop him at any time we're quite happy where the pushback is. He will stop eventually, but obviously you can either taxi out or this will be inside the taxi. He's going to get fed up with it somewhere. Normally leaves you in the oddest of places. I think we're getting to pretty straight and we'll release him. He doesn't release us first. I think he did enough. Okay.
Ride at Lolita, November 700. Stop here.
Disconnect. Pushback completed.
9 Golf Whiskey. Contact Lead Tower 118.700.
Right, move that out of this minute.
118.700. 9 Golf
Can do.
Whiskey.
Let's just go back into here and we can start to turn on
November 909.
Zibo.
India Bravo. Runway vacated.
9 India Bravo, November 6-1 via Whiskey 4-4, Whiskey 1, and Lima November.
Taxi to November 6-1 by Whiskey 4-4, Whiskey 1, and Lima November. 9er India Bravo.
Okay, these are your gears as well, your landing gear. So not only do you have your 3 greens down here, you have them up there. This is for your flaps. Flaps are down at 5. Did we set that to here? So everything's set. He's going to move off in a minute. You can actually drive over the top of them because I do take the time getting out of the way. Like I say, you can either drive in this position or you can do it from outside. Finally get there. So this is the wrong one. When you've got all these different camera angles going on, it's another to remember. I mean, you can drive in this position, so we're going to make a move anyway. It's like a double braking on it, so the parking braking as well. So you can either steer your way through this or use your rudder at the back. I tend to steer sharp corners. Of course, you can actually buy a set of models if you really want to take it a little set model. I was thinking about buying a set, but oh well, I can do that. Handsets. So it's not use the rudder at the back. I tend to use the rudders a lot when taking off.
shoulder, runway 07.
Runway 07, taxi via Lima, November. Whiskey 1 at Whiskey 37. Hold short of runway 07, Niner, India, Bravo.
Way off the line, a bit more. So we're actually coming around to the runway. Interesting if we get away with this someone landing, so that will make the way if there's a plane landing with the way. Awesome, which is good normally. And a bit slower. We'll soon get asked to contact the controller.
Right hand, Romeo Yankee, November 700. Contact Boeing Tower, 118.700.
Contact Boeing Tower, 118.700. Ryan Romeo Yankee, November 700. Ryan Romeo Yankee, November 700. On Xplane Whiskey 37.
And there's your edge towards here, they'll give you the clearance. Just make sure you don't go too far. That's right, reset.
Right hand, Romeo Yankee, November 700.
Okay, you got the clearance.
Flight heavy 080. Wind light and variable, runway 07. Cleared for takeoff.
Fly heading 080. Runway 07 cleared for takeoff. Ryan Romeo Yankee,
So
November
we'll set the heading up.
700.
That went miles past. Okay, let's get back on track. What we can do, because we've got clearance, let's get those wipers turned off. Giving it too much welly, but we're just going to bring ourselves in because we can just basically do a rolling start. Hoping this goes well. So we're cleared to take off. We can just roll into position and head down the runway. Get her lined up nicely and then add some more pressure. Rotate.
November 909 India Bravo on taxiway.
Positive brake. Positive brake. Gears up.
Flight heavy 080. Wind light and
400.
Runway 07. Cleared for takeoff.
Flight heading 080. Runway 07 cleared for takeoff.
1000.
Heading
India
search.
Bravo.
1000. Can we get that
Right
on the
hand,
up?
Romeo
Yep.
Yankee, November 700. Contact fully approach. 120.855.
Contact full approach.
So we're now heading towards
855.
position 80.
Ryan Romeo
We're
Yankee,
pretty good.
November
And
700.
we're climbing to 18,000. And we can
Ryan
contact
Romeo
control.
Yankee, November 700. Altitude 2,500. Climbing to flight level 180.
Ryan Romeo Yankee, November 700. Wing QNH 1013. Radar contact.
Port QNH 1013. Ryan Romeo Yankee,
Good, that's
November
correct.
700.
Already set. Because we flew in on that, we can fly out on it.
Romeo Yankee November 700. Turn left heading 340.
Turn left heading 340. Right at Romeo Yankee November 700. November 909 India Bravo. Altitude 1,100. Climbing to 3,000.
So it's quite breezy, quite wet.
4 Uniform Sierra. Turn right heading 240.
Okay, we'll get all this turned on.
Descend maintain 2,500.
Turn right at 240. Descend and maintain
Okay, we can
2,500.
put that on the off position.
Sierra.
9
Open
India
us.
Bravo. Resume navigation.
We'll skip from there.
517 Juliet Hotel, altitude 1,200, climbing to flight level 100.
Resume navigation. 9 India Bravo.
And there'll be an announcement made shortly.
17 Juliet Hotel. QNH 1013. Play dot contact.
QNH 1013, November 517 Juliet Hotel.
9 India Bravo. Contact Namshi's Tower. 127.975.
Contact Alchemist Tower. 127.975. 9 India Bravo.
9 Bravo Zulu. Turn left heading 160. Descend and maintain 3,000. Fleet QNH 1013.
Turn left heading 160. Descend and maintain 3,000. For QNH 1013. 9 Bravo Zulu.
Not sign until the captain has switched it off. We do recommend for your confident safety that you keep your seatbelt securely fastened throughout your flight. There is a call bell, reading light and fresh air vent in the panel just above your head, and we'd like to remind you that this is a strictly non-smoking flight and all toilets are fitted with smoke detectors. We invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy your flight with us.
7 Juliet Hotel.
Okay, that's the announcement made. We're above the clouds now, so getting a bit brighter. We're continuing to climb. What we can also do,
Hotel. Turn left heading 360. Resume
let's boost this out a bit. We would probably fly across this way, whereas if we went
7 Juliet Hotel.
turn this way.
Sierra. Turn right heading 330.
Turn right at 330. 4 Sierra.
We're nearly coming up to altitude and we should be getting audible commentary in a second. So we're getting close to the target altitude.
1,000 to go.
get that set to 290. Let's go around that. We're still on the same heading, we just got to check this bit here because you can see we're slightly off.
5 Kilo Quebec, climb and maintain flight level 080.
Climb and
Sometimes
maintain
it's down
flight
to
level 080.
reviews.
5 Kilo Quebec.
Just checking she's not hold down. You can drift quite a way off the course if you don't watch this too much. So, okay, so we're right now. We can release the passengers and we can go back.
Hello again from the flight deck, your captain speaking. We've just reached our cruise altitude and the seatbelt sign is now off. Feel free to move around the cabin, but we do ask if you are in your seat that you do keep your seatbelt loosely fastened in case we do experience any unexpected turbulence. Otherwise, invite you to sit back, relax and enjoy the flight.
Passenger Escobar. This is in regards to a special meal. Would you please identify yourself to a flight attendant? Passenger Escobar, please.
Domestic silent. Probably a terrorist. Anyway, so yeah, this now becomes obsolete, as you can see. That's if you was using the nav. We're using the ATC.
Climb and maintain flight level 080. 5 Kilo Quebec.
You can cancel it, but I wouldn't recommend it. You can request diversions, frequencies. You can request the weather at times, so we know where it is.
Ride at Boeing, November 700. Request flight conditions.
Ryan Romeo Yankee November 700. Wind right hand variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Sky conditions open at 4,200. View at 29,000. Temperature 14. Dew point 3. QNH 1013. 5 Kilo Quebec. Climb and maintain flight level 080.
Climb and maintain flight level 080. 5 Kilo Quebec.
As you can see, we've got lovely views. A lot going on. You get a lot of busy ATC going on. It is basically just sit back and relax really until we get back to Heathrow, which is quite complex landing actually. It's going to be interesting because I don't know what flight path they'll bring us in on. I don't know what air gate they're going to choose. We don't know anything at the moment.
Climb and maintain flight level 080.
Climb and maintain flight level 080. 5 Kilo Quebec.
So we've got a little bit of a flight to go. Got lots of different views to watch. You can see it's a little bit bumpy. Got wind going on there. What different things you can see for airplane, everything else like that. Right, flying that way. You guys.
5 Kilo Quebec. Climb and maintain flight level 080.
Right wing there.
Climb and maintain flight level 080. 5
Right wing
Kilo
front.
Quebec.
rear of the plane is basically the last seat you see. That's the back of the plane. That's it. Oh, look. Yeah, it's nice just sometimes just to sit back out there. As we go out, travel through the clouds. I mean, basically this is the Zibo mod. It really is a step up from the Laminar version. I like it. I tend to use it more than anything else. I've been trying the A330, but I've got a lot of working out on that to do. I can't even get the thing off the ground. I just can't even steer it. I tried yesterday, so I'll have a go at it. I'd like to use it, but we don't have one. It's you've got to go. There's a Taurus version called the A320 Neo, which is very similar to the Zibo 737. And there's also a there's a freeware Concorde out there, which I'm gonna try. Once I get used to the landing and stuff, I'm gonna then start picking up. So it's new line as well. You can change this ground to the ortho HD style, not the crap like the FPS. And like I said earlier, there is the Heathrow mod, which is nice, but it's quite expensive, and you don't really spend that much time at airport, so I've sort of held back from it. So now for the next probably half hour or so, we're going to be pretty much just flying, not a lot going on. Already done the level off, so I can this is what I like about it. So we're going to probably come across here somewhere and go across the shortest bit. We'll soon be on Paris. In fact, if I missed it, they'll ask us to connect to Paris. Yeah, we've not been asked, so we will be asked very shortly to switch to Paris control, and then we'll be on London control and Heathrow control.
6 Alpha Zulu, climate maintain flight level 080. Climate maintain flight level 080. 6 Alpha Zulu.
Actually, we're actually crossing the line with it when we travel, but we're going to go past it. Heading towards the English Channel, so it's not long, it's not a bad journey this one, it's a lot quicker than when we fly to Paris, because we're going to shorter way this one. So it's good looking like we've got some rough weather ahead. This is the cloud.
Descend and maintain flight level 070.
Descend and maintain flight level 070. Ryanair Romeo 3770.
Royal Romeo Yankee November 700. Contact flight control 118.030.
Contact France Control 118.030. Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700.
6 Alpha.
Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700. Altitude flight level 1.
Okay, we're going to get told off here.
340. Ryanair Romeo Yankee November 700.
Yeah, we're going to get told off.
Altitude flight level 1.
Now next line is going to be chat. Yeah, don't transmit. So easy to do.
November 966 Alpha Zulu. Position 5 miles south.
So they'll keep us here, and I think they'll move us to 350 to bring us over a bit. So we're not too far from Germany. I leave this sometimes, just especially when the radar's very quiet like it is. So I'm going to go quiet for a little while, just so we can enjoy and so we can watch. Okay, well we should soon be getting asked for London air control.
Left at 300. Resume navigation.
We're going to be turned now.
November 700.
Okay, now we're going to contact London Control, which we should be about Edinburgh.
Control 118.480. Ride at Romeo, November 700. Ride at Romeo, November 700. Altitude flight level 180. Inbound to London Heathrow.
Royal Romeo Yankee November 700. Radar contact.
Okay. So now we're under London Control. And that will fly us probably across here a little bit. And then bring us in for a flight path. Maybe at some point he will actually ask us to come down to 11,000. That's why, if you watched earlier, okay, we're sort of frozen out a bit now. That one. It tends to do that. Yep, we've done it again. Come on. Release, release. It doesn't like some of this sometimes. There we go. That's why we're down to 11,000 already, preempting it. At some stage I will have to. Oh god, I don't go do this warfare. I might laugh here. We will get the passengers seated and sorted. It's basically it's your call as captain really when you decide to do that. This game could crash on us by then. Some it might crash actually. It's a bit stuck with it at the moment. Yeah, so we're halfway across the English channel, and flight is dead ahead. So we'll soon be on. Like I said, we'll soon be asked to. We're asked to descend. I'll descend a lot quicker than I normally do, just in case they catch me out like they did last time.
November 128 Whiskey India, altitude flight level 407, climbing to flight level 410, inbound to Kuala.
November 128 Whiskey India, radar contact.
November 165 Delta Romeo, altitude flight level 390, inbound to Lavali Trams.
November 165 Delta Romeo, radar contact.
It does get a bit hectic when we come in on the last turn as we head in towards the runway, because they'll ask you to report field in sight, and then trying to get that done, trying to get yourself positioned up, and also then have to contact ground control. It all happens in such a quick succession. I will keep an eye on where we are, because I will get these sitting down soon. Once we hand over this area, we'll get the passengers sitting down.
November 881 Quebec Charlie, radar contact.
Okay.
Contact London Heathrow approach 119.730. Ride at Romeo, November 700. Ride at Romeo, November 700. Altitude flight level 180. Inbound to London Heathrow.
We'll probably end up going this way a little bit and then they'll turn us. Okay, I think we're going to get them ready. We'll get them seated, I think, and then
Hello again from the flight deck. We are just commencing our descent. Looks like we'll be landing ahead of schedule and the weather conditions are looking good at our destination. We'll be touching down in less than 30 minutes, so do make your way back to your seats. Thanks for choosing to fly with us today, and it's been a pleasure having you on board.
okay, that's them sorted out. Now we can just worry about descending.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has switched on the fasten seatbelt sign as we are now at descent. We would ask you to return to your seats and ensure that your seatbelts are securely fastened, your tray tables are in the upright and locked position, your armrests down and window blinds fully open. Any bags you may have removed during the flight must now be bestowed for landing, ensuring the main emergency exits and cabin aisle are kept completely clear of all baggage for landing. There should be no further walking or standing in the cabin aisle, and we will be landing shortly. Thank you.
So that's them sorted. They should all be getting back to their seats by the time we start to descend, which will be very, very shortly. It's still a little ways off, but it's all a quick process once you get close. It's still quite cloudy, so it could be quite a hectic journey in. So, right now, doing well, that's nice. Right, at this point, I will turn it off so we only see ours. This makes life a little bit more, less messy.
3 kilo with climb and maintain flight level 090. Climb and maintain flight level 090. 3 kilo Quebec. November 700. Descend and maintain flight level 110.
Descend and maintain flight level 110. Ride at November 700.
3 kilo with turn left heading 130. Turn left head 130. 3 kilo Quebec. 3 kilo with climb and maintain flight level 090. Climb and maintain flight level 090.
Okay, so we're now in descent. I'm coming down quite rapidly. I'll give it a bit of flap so we don't pick up too much speed. Just say air brake, speed brake. I need to descend rapidly because I really got into a right pickle last time when they brought us straight in. Trying to find out where the airport is.
Climb and maintain flight level 090. Climb and maintain flight level 090.
Okay, so first Stansted. EGU order. Oh, found it. So just highlight that. 10:30, we'll try that. That's what we've got, so we're already on there. So they'll soon be telling us which one to go at. And wow, we are close. I'm hoping they're going to send us around.
3 kilo with climb and maintain flight level 090. Climb and maintain flight level 090. 3 kilo Quebec.
$1,000 to go.
So the next to be 7,000. We'll say 5,000 and I'll say 7. So They'll bring us straight in, I think. I'm going to reduce my speed quite early.
November 700. Descend and maintain 5,000. London Heathrow, QNH 1013.
Descend and maintain 5,000.
My QNH is all set.
1013. Ride and Romeo, yeah, November 700.
Yeah, that's just 25 miles out from Heathrow, so we'll get
Climb
back.
and maintain flight level 090. 3 kilo Quebec. Ryanair Echo chart 8799. Fly heading 260. Fly heading 260. Ryanair Echo chart 8799.
We're going to drop to 2,000 feet shortly. 320 west. 320. So 320 ish.
Climb and maintain flight level 090. Climb and maintain flight level 090. 3 kilo Quebec.
1,000 to go.
Ryanair Romeo, yeah, November 700. Turn left heading 300. Descend and maintain 2,000.
Turn left heading 300. Descend and maintain 2,000. Ride and Romeo, yeah, November 700.
Yeah, they'll bring us straight in. Down to 200s very rapidly. I'm going to give it full air brakes here, speed brake, and reduce the speed a bit. Actually going up.
$1,000 to go.
2,500.
That speed is going to drop off at some stage. Should drop off like a stone now. Ooh, it could be a wet landing. It's going to be hard to see the airport. Are we going to get a warning on this one? No, so let me do that, so that'll help. Cause more drag. We should get one more switch. Let's just bring it down to 180. I came in too fast on the last one as well.
Ryanair Romeo, yeah, November 700. Turn left heading 280. Report the field in sight.
Turn left heading 280. Report
If I
the
see
field
it,
in
yeah,
sight.
will do.
Ride and Romeo, yeah, November 700.
Ryanair Romeo, yeah, November 700. Descend and maintain 1,000.
Descend and maintain 1,000. Ride and Romeo, yeah, November 700.
Let's get this field in sight first. Pop up in the chair a bit. Whoa.
Ride and Romeo, yeah,
approach runway 27 right. Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505.
Cleared visual approach runway 27 right. Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505. Ride at Romeo Yankee November 700. Ride at Romeo Yankee November 700. Inbound to runway 27 right.
Ride at Romeo Yankee November 700. Runway 27 right. Wind 240 degrees and 5 knots.
Runway 27 right. Ride at Romeo Yankee November 700.
Oh, what have I done there? Press the wrong thing. I'll press the wrong one there. Shut up. Okay, maybe cock up there.
1,000 to go.
Sort this out. Not coming down too low. We've got to get this in the right place. Oh, we're flying again too far. I'm flying. I've hit something and I don't know what I hit, so let's get this.
1,000.
Flight slow.
Run air.
Flight slow.
November 700.
Flight slow.
Clear to land. Runway 27
Flight
right.
slow.
Miles off.
240 degrees
slow.
and 5 knots.
Big
Clear to
adjustment.
land. Runway 27 right. Ride at Romeo
Okay,
Yankee
this is going to be a
November
rough old
700.
landing, this. Oh, come on, where are you? Okay, I'm trying to do about 4 things at once here. Right down. I'm well off target now. Under normal circumstances I would have bought this, but I'm going to give it a go.
400. 300.
Come to the right, funny old angle in.
200.
Pull up. Pull up.
100.
Pull up. Take rate. Take rate.
50. 40. 30, 20, 10.
Okay, once again, same old issue. Right, now it's good. So we're down at least. Not the greatest. I actually forgot to get the crew in, so no thanks for that.
Flight heading 190. Wind 230 degrees and 4 knots. Runway 27 left. Cleared for takeoff. Flight heading 190. Runway 27 left. Cleared for takeoff. 7 kilo. Run air. Romeo Yankee November 700. Contact London Heathrow. Ground 121.705.
Contact London Heathrow ground 121.705. Ride at Romeo Yankee November 700. Ride at Romeo Yankee 700, runway vacated.
Ryanair, Romeo, Yankee, November 700, Tango Alpha 6 via Delta, Alpha, Echo, Bravo, link 21, link 23, and Mike.
Taxi to Tango Alpha 6 via Delta, Alpha, Echo, Bravo, link 21, link 23, and Mike. Ryanair, Romeo, Yankee, November 700.
Okay. What have we got down in one piece? So yeah, once again my landing's pretty much smoothed out. I do no, okay, so that's why I'm actually pressing. Took the off the ball slightly. I'd actually what I did, I'd hit something else on the yoke, which caused the autopilot to disengage too early. It set me into a bit of a, as you say, flat. We still, I suppose go back, screw it, got away with it. So, yeah, apart from the very disastrous landing, pretty good flight. Back at London Heathrow, and she may have locked out this time. Not the most perfect. Got so caught up in doing bits and bobs that I forgot to do bits. So it's all practice. It's all about showing off the Zibo mob, to be honest, rather than anything else. She's pitching quite bad at the moment. Don't quite know why. For some reason. Let's get itself. The Zibo mod does have quite a few bugs in it still. They're trying to iron them out, I guess, but it's got better. It's still fun flying. Hopefully we're going to make it to the gate and let this thing crush it. Set out to move. I mean, it's a good looking airport as it is, but the modded one is even better. It does show you Terminal 5 and the product buildings, the glass building, Terminal 4. I've got it all on there. I just don't know whether it's worth that much. I'm paying 25 quid for it. Because you buy it and you have to add your tax on it. So I may stick with this version of Heathrow for now and then look into it later. Try and get this flying down to a T class. I've been doing bad really for someone that never really used to be into flying simulators, but maybe living trains. But yeah, looks very interesting. Interesting fun at that. I've done a few 4-hour flights, but you can get a little bit boring if you're actually flying 4 hours. So I just tend to do nice little short haul flights, really. 2 hours not over. I do love the way they've got all the rain puddles down. This is a big improvement on Xplane12. Polls and textures. They've really improved it. Back off the speed a bit there. And no jetway. Our park is in the middle of nowhere. Of course we can now let's park this program. Actually, quite very good, I'd say.
Hotel. Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505. Contact London Heathrow Tower 118.505. 7 Yankee Hotel.
If you're looking for a flight simulator, this is probably the better. I think this is better than Microsoft Flight Simulator. A bit more realism, I think. Although you don't have the ground textures like Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's just really concentrates on the actual flying experience in the scenery. It's sort of wins for me. It just gives you a bit more realism. Especially with lights. When you've got the vape coming off the wings when you're travelling through damp air, you don't get that noise. Got a nice wind flex on here, which is really good. It's really windy. Just a little I think there's pros and cons for both, really. I'm still going to explain as far down. The only issues I do have is the game crashes. Just odd things. Other than that, really. And we come up to a parking spot. This is one I like doing this just outside because you can get this parked up pretty good. Hopefully she's going to run to a nice stop. There we go. So we're all now nicely all parked up at Heathrow. You can actually then call in the ground handling services again, so request them. It'll take a while to get out here, but we can do that. Back into the nice quiet. And what we can do, we can start shutting the plane down. So we can get those engines to go idle. Cut those. That should go really quiet. We can get all the lights off as we'll be parking up here for the rest of the day. Okay, release the passengers. Which one it is now? There once. Okay. Oh, come on, got the fuel. Oh yeah, bugger. Off and reset, yeah. That's all that one there. And that should be everything basically turned off. That's it, she's now in cold and dark state. Parking brake on, home position. And that is it, that's back to Heathrow. I hope you've enjoyed that. The landing was embarrassing, but it was the worst of the worst. I've had some perfect landings and some really awful ones. That was partly my fault. I caught something on the yoke which threw off my autopilot too early, which caused me to go into a bit of a faff. But that's what it's all about. It's all about learning. So once again, thank you for that. It's really just showing off the Zibo mod. I do like it. I think it's well put together, free plane as well. So you ain't got to pay for this one. This is absolutely free. Someone's done a fantastic job on this. So I'd just like to say thank you again, and until next time, hopefully my landings will be better. Bye bye.